decentralization. Now coming to advantages of decentralization. So what are the advantages of decentralization? Like any other human innovations, decentralization has both pros and cons. Okay, so first one, what were the advantages or the pros of the decentralization? So reduces burden of top executives. So why it reduces burden of top executives means we know that at all different levels of management in, okay, in different levels of management we will see the decentralization or delegation of authority to different levels of management to different departments. Okay, so managers, the departmental managers or the functional heads or the superiors, okay, all them have delegated the authority according to their jobs, okay, according to their job descriptions. So therefore they will from some worries, okay, the top management will be reduce the burden regarding some matters, okay, some routine matters. So therefore the top executives, they are devoted much time to matters like planning, policy formulation, control. Okay, we know basically the major uh, areas of top executive are planning and controlling. So they are more concentrated on those areas. Okay, so definitely it would be a positive aspect or a benefit. Okay, so reducing the burden means reduce the burden on operational activities, and they more concentrate on the planning and controlling, which are very beneficial for the growth of organization. Coming to second one, promotion of initiative. Promotion of initiative means in subordinates we will see the uh, aspect of initiative. So initiative is nothing but the subordinates having the self control. Okay, they are having the self control, and they will have a participative mode in decision making. Okay, they will get innovations, new ideas. Okay, they can express the their new ideas. Okay, so regarding the work, so therefore because as as there is a delegation of authority, okay, so subordinates have their own power regarding their work related aspects. So it increases the initiative of the subordinates. Okay, so it leads to effective supervision as lower level executives have complete authority to regulate the behavior of workers. Okay, and next one is another aspect regarding the advantage is improvement of motivation. So definitely employees will be motivated. Why? Because for each and every aspect there is no need to communicate with the top level management. Okay, so depending upon the situations they can take the decisions. So they are getting the opportunity to take decisions independently. So definitely this will motivate the employees. Okay, employee morale, and it fulfills the human need for power, independence and status. Okay, definitely they will feel independent. Okay, and so this leads to the motivation of the employees. And next one is continuity of organization means decentralization means its stability and continuity of organization. Success and survival does not depend on a few individuals. So any organization, a coordinative atmosphere leads to the success of the organization. Okay, not only success, survival also. It depends not only in the hands of a few individuals. It is a coordinated development growth. Okay, growth of the organization. All the people should be involved in the organization, all the individuals, all the employees, each and every level of management, okay, should be involved in the organization's performance. Definitely this leads to the success and survival, which is resulted in the continuity of the organization. Coming to another one, executive development. So what does executive development means? Decentralization facilitates the development of future executives. Okay, now they are delegating the authority. So lower levels management subordinates are also uh, deeply monitored by the supervisors or superiors. So in this process, okay, they become experienced persons. Okay, lower level executives learn how to decide and depend on their own judgment and how to manage. So definitely this leads to the initiative to develop their talents. Okay, so as a result, the problem of succession is overcome and the continuity and growth of organization is ensured. So, better utilization of lower levels of executives can be seen, and quick and accurate decisions. So, each and everything in this in decentralization, we will see that each and every decisions cannot be communicated. Each and everything cannot be conveyed to the or communicated to the top level management. Okay, they are free to take their decisions depending upon the delegation of authority. So therefore, immediately the decisions can be taken depending upon the realities of the situations there. Okay, so therefore, quick and accurate decisions can be taken there, and those are also acceptable. Okay, why? Because they are made by people who are to implement them, the people who are going to implement that particular decision. So they only take the decision, therefore implementation is also easily done, easily acceptable. And coming to another one, greater flexibility, so easily changeable. So decentralization increases the flexibility of organization. Authority enables junior executives to enjoy some type of autonomy. Okay, so therefore authority of effect necessary changes without disturbing the entire structure. So to particularly to their work, to their department only, any changes can be made. Okay, so it doesn't disturb the total structure of the organization. So therefore we can see in decentralization a greater flexibility. Okay, so next one is growth and diversification of activities. So growth and diversification of activities means decentralization facilitates the growth and diversification of activities. The authority facilitates addition of new product lines and taking advantages of market conditions. Each product division is given sufficient autonomy for innovations and creativity. Okay, so growth and diversification is another advantage. If at all the organization is going for another product line, another different product line, as I said before, pharmacy and FMCG. So same organization diversifying its product. So definitely it needs decentralization or delegation of authority. So in such cases, a separate product division is needed, and separate employees are needed, a team is needed, and sufficient autonomy for innovations, sufficient delegation of authority is given, and sufficient autonomy for innovations and creativity is also seen there. Okay, so therefore a sense of competition will be created among different divisions, okay, of the same organization. So it results in increase in the productivity and profitability also between these divisions. Okay, so growth and diversification can be seen by diversifications. Okay, effective control and supervision. So with effective control and supervision is also another advantage. Why? Because delegation of authority means span of control will be effective. Okay, so span of control is nothing but the manager managing a different minimum number of subordinates. Okay, if at all he manage or he supervise only 2 to 3% means definitely it leads to narrow span of control, more effectiveness, but it is not preferred. Why? Because it is a centralized authority. But if at all if we go for span of control, wider span of control means definitely it can be treated as decentralization of authority. So since executives at lower levels will have full authority to take important decisions, they will recommend awards or punishments as per their performance. So definitely we will see here the control and supervision of their performances. Why? Because here they will recommend the executives of the lower levels only, they will recommend to get awards or punishments depending upon their performances. So here another one is economies in operations. So decentralization achieves several internal and external economies in operations. Economies in the sense the advantages, the profits. Okay, and Management by objectives, last one is decentralization. It permits management by objectives and self control. So we all know the basic purpose of management by objectives is nothing but the um, same opinion finally dragged by the superiors and seniors. Okay, superiors and the subordinates, they both sit together and they will frame the organization's objectives and policies, departmental objectives and policies. Okay, they will frame, and afterwards performance evaluation will be done in according to the objectives framed by the each and every individual. Okay, they are responsible to their work, they are accountable to their work. Performance evaluation will be done, and finally if at all there are any flaws in their performance, means definitely they will be reviewed, and again some control measures will be taken in order to not to continue those flaws. Okay, so that is a basic concept of MBOs, management by objectives. So if at all we are following decentralization, delegation of authority, means definitely management by objectives concept can be seen there. Okay, so these are all the advantages relating to the decentralization. Now coming to disadvantages of decentralization. So what are the disadvantages, what are the cons of decentralization? First one is difficulty in coordination. Under decentralization, each powers to formulate own policies and programs. Okay, they are empowered to take their own policies and procedures. So therefore coordination among different departments may become more difficult, because they are free to frame their department policies and programs. uh, Finally, at the end of the day, those policies and programs should be integrated with other departments also. So in such a way they have to frame their policies and programs, but each and every department are have their own policies and programs. Ultimately, at the end of the day, if for some people or for some department, they may not integrate. So this leads to this lack of coordination. Okay, it leads to difficulty, okay, for the growth of the organization. Therefore a disadvantage is difficulty in coordination between different departments. Next one is difficulty in control also. Since different units or sections work independently, it becomes difficult to control their activities. It becomes difficult for top management to know exactly what the lower level executives are doing in taking decisions. Okay, so difficulty, what in difficulty in control. So the top management in each and every different units of lower level management, it cannot know the top level management may not know what is going on in the lower levels management. Okay, it may be in the out of the hands of the top level management. Control may be very difficult. Okay, why? Because already the authority is delegated to them, they are taking their own decisions regarding the departmental wise, and some decisions may lead to hasty decisions. Okay, so likewise their top management may not have a better control on all these aspects. So difficulties in emergencies. So difficulties in emergencies means in emergency situations in a decentralized structure cannot be tackled properly. Adjustments to changing conditions may be difficult. Okay, because they are entitled to that particular department only. The external environmental effects, okay, any emergency situation arised means immediately uh, according to the changing situations they have to decide there. But difficulty here we can see difficulties in emergency situations, very urgent situations. We cannot see effectiveness in the organization or the departments. Next, coming to rivalry among autonomous units. So in a highly decentralized organization, we know highly decentralized organization means different organizations, they may be scattered in different geographical areas, and they have their own powers. Autonomous units they are known as. Okay, so they are free to take their decisions, policies and procedures. So if at all there are different units for an organization, mother organization. Okay, so these units make all attempts to optimize their performance. Okay, even at the cost of other units. So to have to say greater in top management, these units adopt unfair practices also. So rivalry between the units of the same organizations. Okay, for example, as I said that AP is having a mother organization here. Okay, it is the parent organization, and its subunits are scattered in Bangalore, Delhi, okay, Tamil Nadu, wherever, 4 to 5 areas. So all these subunits will, um, they, what to say means, these units attempt to maximize their performances. Okay, and they maximize their performance at the cost of other units. Means they create a rivalry with other units, okay, in order to be greater in the sense of top management. Okay, they adopt unfair practices, and these all leads to the contradictions and conflicts. Okay, and and the other one is effect of external factors. So what are the effect of external factors? We all know what are the external environmental factors that affect the organizations. Those are nothing but the government policies, government interventions, market uncertainties, okay, or else trade union movements. All this leads to the effect of the organization structure. Okay, so all these makes decentralization, delegation of authority, difficult. Okay, and increase in administration cost. So as each unit functions self sufficiently, we know that different units were there, they are scattered geographically, so definitely each unit have their own self sufficiency. Okay, there may be duplication of functions and underutilization of facilities. So why? Because top management is not seeing there, only the unit heads, okay, the managers, the unit heads, functional heads, they look after all the things. So in such cases, okay, it may increase the administration cost. Okay, administration cost in the sense duplication of functions, doing the same functions again and again, underutilization of facilities. Even though we are having the optimum facilities, also we are not using the maximum extent. Okay, likewise this all increases the cost of the administration. And inconsistencies. Okay, so decentralization may bring about inconsistencies in the organizations. For example, uniform procedures may not be followed for the same type of work in various divisions. Okay, so uniform procedures in the sense, for example, if they are following any procedure regarding the organizational aspect, it may not be followed for all the workers, all the works in various divisions. So each department has their own policy, their own procedure. Okay, production has their own policies and procedures, marketing has their own policies and procedures. Therefore in decentralization we will not see the uniform procedures, and this leads to inconsistencies. So organization should be consistent. So inconsistent policies and procedures will not be effective for the organization. So therefore measures, we have to take measures for all these disadvantages. So what are those measures means? First one is appropriate centralization. Okay, so appropriate centralization means how much we have to take the centralization of authority. Even though we are delegating the authority to the lower levels of management, to what extent we have to delegate the authority, to what extent appropriate centralization power should be there for top management. So what is that appropriateness? To what extent top management should keep the powers in their hands? Okay, so that should be considered by the each and every organization. Again it depends upon the nature and size of the organizations. Okay, the capacity of the organizations. Okay, and another one is adequate control. Okay, control should be there. This is another measure for the disadvantages of decentralization. If at all there is a controlling aspect means, definitely, okay, it will be a measure for the organizations. Okay, so centralized control in basic areas is necessary. The key areas, we all know the key result areas will be there for every organizations. So we have to find out those basic areas, and control should be there on the key result areas. So if at all there is adequate control on key result areas means, definitely, so it will be a measure for decentralization of authority. Coming to third one, development of managers. So good quality managers should be developed within the organization. So in factors we have studied, the ability of manager decides the degree of decentralization. If the manager is a able person means, the degree of decentralization can be increased. If at all the manager is not a skilled person means, definitely there should be concentration of powers. Okay, Likewise, development of manager, good quality managers should be developed in the organization. Skill managers, their potentialities should be increased. Then they will be helpful for the organizations. So this is another measure. Encouragement of proper competition. So we all see different units were scattered in different geographical areas by the for the mother or the parent organization. Okay, so the within the different units there should not rise any rivalry. A proper competition, healthy competition must be encouraged among various units of decentralized organizations. Okay, a good communication should be made between all these units, because at the end of the day all these units were belong to the parent organization only. So any effect, any negative impact on any one unit may ultimately leads to the organizational performance of the parent organization. So all these aspects should be communicated to all the units, and we have to increase the healthy nature, healthy environment, healthy competitive environment in all those units. And open communication. So open communication system should be established in organization to ensure continuous interaction between the superior and subordinates. Okay, so open communication is very best. Open communication is nothing but the superiors and subordinates, they are free to express their views and opinions in the organization. If at all they express their views and opinions, then only the organization is able to know what is going on in the lower level management. If at all there are any grievances for the subordinates, for example, okay, so those can be rectified by the higher levels of management. Okay, likewise, next one is coordination. Decentralization tends to create rivalry and conflicts among different divisions in the same organization. Okay, so committees, liaison officers, and other mechanisms for coordination may be used to ensure effective coordination. Okay, so if it to erase all these conflicting natures or rivalry aspects, definitely for each and every organization there should be some committees or some liaison officers. So liaison officers are nothing but they compromise, or they will effectively communicate and coordinate all these units which are involved in this rivalry or conflicting nature. Okay, so these are some of the mechanisms to or to um, reduce rivalries and conflicts within the units of the organizations. Okay, divisions of the organizations, like committees and liaisoning officers. Okay, and these are all the this is all the concept regarding to the decentralization. Okay,